Lauren Mullen. I'm a realtor with Wilkinson ERA here in sunny Charlotte, North Carolina. So thanks so much for click and play. This video is going to be all about HOAs, okay? It's called Homeowners Associations. I have gotten lots and lots of requests from everybody. They don't know about HOAs. What do they offer? What are the pros? What are the cons? So after many comments, I said, let me do a video. So I've been preparing it, and here it is. I'm gonna get you some really great information, super quick, to get you informed. So the first thing that you need to know about the homeowners associations is they have a governing body of documents called the CCRs. That stands for Community Covenants and Restrictions. Now don't be getting things out of hand and thinking ahead of me. You hear the word restrictions and a lot of you get nervous. There is no need to get nervous, okay? I'm going to explain everything to you. So there's some positives and some people view as negatives. I kind of actually like the negatives, but I'm going to kind of go over everything with you. The positives are, let's pretend, okay? Let's pretend you come down here, you're all excited, you find a house not in an HOA. And you're so excited, you move in and everything looks great because before you moved in, and you drove around, right? You drove around, you perused, checking out the neighbors, because that's what you should be doing. If you're not, you should be doing that. And you buy the house, you move in, and then all of a sudden, the guy next door to you, because you're not in an HOA, decides that he wants to collect, like, you know, junk cars and sell them for parts. So he decides he's gonna park them behind the house, on the side of the house, in between your houses. Yay, right? In front of the house. So now his front lawn that you thought was totally normal when you drove by before you bought the house is now like a junkyard. Or he's gonna work on cars in the front lawn. So now your house that you spent all this money on is next door to a junkyard. So that's the first thing that can happen. Not saying it will, but it can. In an HOA, that's not gonna happen. The second thing, let's pretend your other neighbor on the other side, they decide they've just found this whole new awakening in life and that they don't like the drab color of their house, and they decided they want to paint their house the colors of the rainbow. Nice, right? Not nice, because now the house next door to yours is like the whole colors of the rainbow. So your friends and family are going to come visit are going to see junkyard on one side, colorful rainbow house on the other side. Now, let's pretend the person across the street, they just don't want to cut their lawn anymore. They don't want to mow it, edge it, fertilize it, take care of their lawn. They decided they just want it to grow and be like the woods, which is kind of nice, but not in the front of their house. Because now we don't know what's in the woods and what's coming out of that, you know, crazy mess. So those are just some of the things that being in an HOA will protect you from, because there are, what I talked about, the community covenants and restrictions is going to talk about things like that. What you can and cannot do to the exterior of your house. Can you paint your house? Yeah, you probably can, it's fine. And what you generally do if you want to do something is you submit your ideas of what you want to do to the Architectural Review Committee, which is generally made out of people who live in your neighborhood, who sit on a board, and you too, once you move in, can apply to be on the board. Sometimes those seats turn over every year or 2 years, it's just whatever it is. So you also could be on the board. So just keep that in mind. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to be an active participant, you absolutely can. So that's that. So now you're saying, Lauren, what else do they restrict? So let's pretend you move in and you have some dogs or some kids that you want to corral and keep in the backyard, right? And you're saying, are they going to make me not be able to put in a fence? Absolutely not. You just have to read your CCRs. And that's something else that I will tell you. Prior to going to contract on a home, your realtor, if they are on the ball and with it, should get you a copy of the CCRs. Remember we talked about that, the Community Covenants and Restrictions. And you're gonna read through that, because if you say, listen, I wanna put in a pool, or I wanna put in a fence or a shed or whatever it might be, you need to go to that section and you need to read it. The last thing you want is to buy a house and find out that the reasons that you're buying that house, you can't even do. All right, so that's really important. Have an on-the-ball realtor who knows what you're wanting, have really good open communication, get along really well with your realtor, because you're gonna be having lots and lots of conversations. I know with my clients, they call and text me 7 days a week. I get phone calls 9:30 on a Sunday night, 6:30 in the morning. I really do. So make sure you really get along with your realtor, because you need to have open lines of communication. None of those banking hours, that whole Monday through Friday 9 to 5, that is the craziest thing I ever did say. Anyway, I digress. Let me get back to it. So if you say, Lauren, I want to put in a pool, You want to check your CCRs. Are they going to tell me where I can and can't do it? Well, you don't want a pool on your front lawn, right? You don't want a shed on your front lawn. You don't want a jungle gym swing set on your front lawn or your side. So generally, and this is going to vary with all the CCRs, but generally it's the rule of thumb is as long as whatever you want to do is behind the footprint of your home, generally you're good to go, okay? Generally you're good to go, so don't worry about that. So that covers a pool. The fence is generally on that back edge of your house towards your backyard, then kind of come out and it can go along your property line. So if you're buying a house that doesn't have a fence, you're going to want to do a survey. Now, you don't have to do a survey. I recommend to my clients, I sit down, you know, once we go to contract and say, okay, what's everything you want to do? Let's have a conversation so I can start ordering things for you. Especially my out-of-town clients, I really, really coddle. I take care of, you know, as much as you want me to do. I have some clients who say, I want to be hands-on and do everything, and that's great. But the logistics of buying from out of town kind of don't lend that to you. So, you know, I'll find out if you want a home inspection. And then if you say, yeah, Lauren, I want to put a fence in or a pool or a trampoline or whatever, let's get a survey done. Let's find out exactly what you're buying, okay? Because if you don't get a survey and later on you find out, I thought that those woods behind my house are mine and they're not, or guess what, now my shed's on my neighbor's property, is that going to be an issue? You know, there's things that you need to kind of be forward on and proactive to kind of protect yourself. And I'm all about protecting my clients. I'm big on that. So that's the whole thing. So the other things is, you know, pool, fence, shed, as long as it's behind the property, the footprint of your home, generally you're good to go. Read your CCRs. The other thing is, if you have a work truck, let's pretend you have a trade truck, a plumbing, electric, contractor, ice cream truck, I don't know, all types of work trucks. Some of the HOAs will not allow you to park it in sight from the street, okay? So that's another thing to consider. So a lot of people have other places to do it, or you pull it into your garage. Most of the homes here, I'd say 99% of the homes here do have garages. So if you can get that truck into your garage, you're good to go. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh, so the other thing that these CCRs will talk about, now not all the HOAs have this, okay? Some of them do, you need to read. Some of them are furry little friends, right? We have our furry little friends. Some of the basics, like farm animals, okay? Like chickens, donkeys, goats, pigs, horses, yeah, they're gonna restrict those. Now, do I know some people who live in HOAs who have chickens? I do. Shh, don't tell anybody, it'll be our secret. But yeah, as long as you keep it quiet and they're in the back, it's no big deal. And then you get fresh eggs. I'm all about fresh eggs, right? Anyway, so that's that little thing. But getting back to the furry friends, our dogs and our cats. They do some, not all, some, and you need to check this before going to contract, have breed restrictions, dog breed restrictions. Some of them might be pit bull, might be a Rottweiler, might be Doberman, there might be some other ones in different various HOAs. Some of them have them, some of them do not. So you need to have conversations with your realtor what kind of animals you have, okay? Definitely. And you know, if you say, I'm the crazy cat lady and I have, you know, 44 cats, is that okay? Well, we might want to check into that because while, you know, that might be fine, let's just make sure that there's nothing in there that says something like that. It doesn't cap your pets at, I don't know, 42 and you have 44. You wouldn't want that. So that's something to think about as well. Okay, so then we talked about all the pros and cons. Now, let's talk about cost of living in an HOA, okay? I have so many clients who come to visit me and say, what am I getting? If I have to pay for it, like, you know, I have people coming in town from California and they'll say, Lauren, I'm paying $1,000 and I get nothing. So at least tell me what I'm getting and how much I need to be paying. So let's start off with it. Then there's different types of HOAs that offer all different things. We offer everything here in Charlotte. So you might have an HOA that really there's no real amenities. You're kind of like, they just kind of leave you alone. They just have a sign at the front entrance and some flowers and maybe they mow or whatever. It might be, your HOAs might be as low as like $100 a year. A year. They don't bother you. You kind of do your own thing. And usually the bigger properties, the older properties are like that. They don't really do a lot of governing. It's all good. Whatever you want. They're easy. There's other HOAs that might be up to like maybe $500 to $1,000 a year. A year, not a month. A year. And what are you going to get for that? I'm going to tell you you're going to get. You're going to get a pool, a community pool, which is so, I mean, from my advantage point, like when I moved here, I had 3 little kids. So important, because the summers, they do get hot, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, it does get hot in the summertime. So not only is it a great place to go cool off, but you know, when I moved in I think it was June, the middle of June, 12 years ago, and that's where my kids made all their friends. And not only did they make friends, I met so many people in my community just from sitting there at the pool with my kids. So it's a great social environment. You know, you'll get to know people. It's a great way to relax with the kids. Some of the HOAs will have lifeguards at their pool, and some will not. So it just kind of depends on the size of the pool, the community, all that kind of stuff, and it's going to vary depending upon where you go. The other thing they're going to have for that is for $500 a pool, they might have a tennis court. So if you like to just go and have fun, and I'm not a professional tennis player. I don't even keep score, but my husband and I will go up there and just to kind of hit the balls back and forth, and it's just funny. If anything, we get an ab workout because we're usually doubled over laughing at each other. So that's really, really fun. It's good for the kids. Some people will get tennis lessons up at the tennis courts, so that's good. The other thing that they're going to have is, I forgot about this, at the pool house, some of the communities at the pool will have a snack bar, so you can go get like food over there and ice cream and drinks. It's really, really fun. Sometimes they will have, I already mentioned the lifeguards, the snack bar. Sometimes they'll have heated foods. That's kind of fun too. They'll have tennis courts. Sometimes they'll have a community clubhouse. Now you're thinking, what do I need a community clubhouse for? Oh my gosh, community clubhouses are the bomb. Here's why. I love entertaining. I entertain at my house and my backyard all the time. But if I'm gonna have a big party, like an anniversary party, a Super Bowl party, a surprise party, a retirement party, a christening, whatever kind of parties you're thinking, and you don't want to have it in your house, you pay your HOA like a non-refundable, sometimes refundable, kind of like security deposit. And it can be as little as $50, $100. And that's just going to ensure that the way you return it is the way that you got it, right? Because sometimes when there's alcohol involved with adults, sometimes there's mishaps, right? And they just want to make sure that everything gets put up back where it was, the furniture goes back where it was, that you take out the garbage, and it's kind of just returned in the same order in which you got it. And many times these community clubhouses will have kitchens, so they'll have refrigerators for your cake and your beverages. They'll have like breakfast bars where you can put out all the food. They'll have sofas and like a fireplace. Really, really nice setup. Great opportunity to kind of rent a space cheap, right? Isn't that a great idea? I love that. They'll also will have, the HOAs will have, maybe it'll offer you walking trails. Walking trails are awesome. I am in a neighborhood with walking trails and I love it. Some of them are paved, so you can ride your bike. Some of them are gravel, all different types. You can go walking with your dog, with your loved ones, with your family. Maybe you go walking alone just to clear your mind. Sometimes people exercise on them, they go running on them. It's just really nice. It's like nature. It's like getting away from the hubbub, right? So that's an option as well. Sometimes they will have a fitness center. That's right. So you don't even have to spend money on a monthly. There's things flying around here. I'm in nature. That happens, right? So they'll have fitness centers, so you don't have to spend money on a membership somewhere else. You can go, and now, you know, the fitness centers are going to vary. They might have treadmills or ellipticals. They might have free weights. It's going to vary greatly. There's one huge neighborhood here that is like, oh my gosh, they have like everything. They have Zumba classes. They have fitness instructors will come in and do different types of classes, boot camps. They'll have free weights. They'll have machines and ellipticals, and incredible. That one neighborhood will also have like a full-time activities director. Isn't that crazy? I kind of liken it to living on a cruise ship that doesn't go anywhere, because there's always different things going on. There might be tacos and tequila Tuesdays, Hawaiian night, kids movie night, back to school night, adult cocktail hour, men's poker club, book clubs. I mean, there's so many fun things going on at that one place, and it's going to vary depending upon where you go and what you're looking for. Some people love that, some people don't. We got everything. You just got to tell me what you're looking for and I will find it. I'm like your genie in a bottle, right? I can get it for you. Okay, so that kind of takes care of kind of what your HOA costs are going towards. Now, I have a house in a community. I have a couple homes in communities that I own. And have I gotten letters? Yes, I have gotten letters. there was a big storm, it blew one of the shutters off, and I just got busy with life, and I just didn't think to put it back up because I just got busy. So I did get a letter saying, hey, blah, 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 can you please go and either put up that shutter so it matches in its uniform, or take them all down so it's uniform. So I didn't mind it, I kind of forgot, so you will get that. If you don't water and take care of your grass and it dies and you don't cut it and you have tons of weeds and it looks like, you know, a prairie in Africa, you're going to get a letter probably. Some neighborhoods don't bother as much, but you will get a letter. They're not going to come and take your house. They'll just kind of give you some gentle reminders like, hey, can you please do this and whatever. So you do it. It's no big deal. I'm trying to think what else I have on my list here. So some other things about the dues. So some neighborhoods have dues are due yearly. So like that's where I am. It's every year, I guess in like December, you get a letter. Your dues are due by the end of January for that next year. Please go ahead and pay it. No big deal. Write the check, send it off. Actually, and that's important also, your HOAs are not included in when you go to get a loan on your house, on your mortgage. They will pay your taxes maybe in escrow, but it's not your HOAs included, so you will have to write that check. Okay, remember that. The other thing is, so it might be yearly, it might be semi-annually, every 6 months you could pay it. Sometimes they will ask them to be due quarterly, and some of them are even due monthly. Now, I happen to own a house in an HOA that does it monthly because everybody wanted it like that. I am too busy to be writing a check every month. I have enough checks, bills I have to write every month, right? Can you relate? So what I do is in the beginning of the year, I take 6 coupons and I rip them out and I write the check out for those 6 and I mail it in, and then in June I'll do the same thing to cover me from July until the end of the year. So there's different things that you can do to kind of make it easier on you. It just depends upon where you land, right? So we've covered all about the dues, and then some people say, Lauren, I've heard like, what if I don't pay my dues? Then you're gonna get a letter. You're gonna get a letter. So just pay your dues. I mean, it goes into like, it's not going into someone's pocket, it's going into the maintenance of your neighborhood or your pool furniture or the landscaping or cutting the lawns or, so many different things, irrigation, so many different things, cool community pool house, air conditioning, electricity, video cameras, all that good stuff. Oh, so the thing about the pool, now that I talked about that, how do you access the pool? Is it open to the public? No, it's not. So way back in the day when I first moved here, there were codes on the pool to get in, and apparently people would give them out to friends. That's not good because they're not paying for it. So these days you kind of, when you buy a house, you contact the HOA, you show them that you are now the rightful owners to that property, and you will get what's called usually a key fob. And that will get you in and out of the pool. Usually we'll get like, probably 2 or 3 for family members, the kids, the husband, the wife, all that good stuff, a babysitter. This way they can get in and out of the pool. So that's great. Of course, they're going to have different pool times. Our pools are not open year round. It's not Florida. We have our 4 seasons. So usually I think they do open before the end of school. They usually open probably the beginning of May. And then they'll close, I'm guessing like maybe the beginning of September or maybe the middle or end of September, because I have a pool and my kids are in it. They're nuts. But they have been in it in March, not me. But we did this past year have a couple days in the 80s in March. It was awesome. I was sunburnt doing live videos with sunburn in March this past year. So yeah, as early as March you can be in the pool, and then you can be in the pool in October. So it's like really the land of being outside and enjoying life. So can you hear the birds chirping? You hear that? The birds are chirping. Anyway, so I hope that kind of gave you a great idea all about HOAs. Some other information I will talk to you about is making sure you have a really on-the-ball, active agent, not a part-time or somebody who really deals a lot with out-of-town clients. That's what I do. I do list homes here, but I do a lot of out of town. So I help people who can't be here. I go to the inspections for them. I do the walkthroughs. Sometimes if you can't be here, go through and take videos and measurements if you need me to. So all that kind of stuff. But you make sure that you get your CCRs before you go to contract. Okay, super, super important. Make sure that, you might think I'm just going to come here and, buy a house on my own. That is just silly. It's silly, 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 because you as the buyer do not pay the commission. The seller pays the commission. So you should really, really have buyer representation, somebody kind of looking out for your best interest, helping you out, trying to navigate it. There's contracts, there's paperwork, there's documents involved, there's legal things that you really, really want to make sure that you get up front and that you're given that proper paperwork and it's all done correctly. So make sure you have somebody really on the ball. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, okay? And then subscribe, please, because I have some really, really great ones coming up. I have one coming up on the schools. I have one coming up on all the different towns and some new shopping centers that have opened up. And some leisure kind of entertainment things that are coming to Charlotte. I also have one coming up on kind of like our bustling economy, what's going on here. So you definitely want to subscribe so you don't miss any juicy tidbits. Hopefully you found this super informative and valuable and a great use of your time. And also if you are thinking of moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, I would like to invite you down for a visit. And of course, if you can give me enough heads up on kind of when you're coming, call me, I'll leave my number below, text me, email me, let me know when you're coming in so I can kind of schedule a block of time for you. I would love to meet with you, kind of tell you about our great area. I work all of Charlotte. I happen to live in South Charlotte, but I'd be really, really happy to be a resource for you, answer any questions you have, kind of be your go-to kind of gal. If you like my personality, kind of fun, kind of energetic, really OCD, sorry about that. But I'd kind of love to work with you. Like I said, give me a call if you're thinking about coming here. If you just have questions, you're like, Lauren, tell me about the schools. Tell me, and we have a great link that I can get you some super information about the schools and you can kind of check it out on your own. Or you're like, Lauren, this is what I'm looking for, tell me what it is. I can actually send you an email link to a portal, your own portal fitting your own search criteria. Your price point, your square footage, the area you're looking at, what kind of lifestyle you're looking for. So that's super, super useful. And I have a great introductory email that kind of gives some really great information all about Charlotte and everything going on here, why people have moved here, great articles. I mean, that alone will keep you busy for a couple of days. Truly, truly, truly. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to me. Great videos coming out. I have to run because I have some appointments coming up, but I hope you found this useful and I look forward to chatting with you. Like I said before, you can give me a call. I really do answer my phone. If you're not the chatty type, text me or email me. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you and I hope to meet you one day here in sunny Charlotte. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye.